Hey everybody, it's Wileen with the weekly watch list. Let's go over our triggers for this week. Remember, here in this document of the weekly watch list, all that we need is number 4 here under technical analysis. These are hyperlinks and you can click on them and it'll take you right down to the tickers. Okay, so the first one here is Chewy. They are talking about this stock holding this support zone right here. And so what we want to see is a continuation over 27.50. All right, so we're just gonna, this one, that is pretty straightforward. They want to see a move above 27.50, and they do mention where their support level is, but we're not interested in taking a put on this trade, only a call. I'm just gonna select the current week's expiration, and I'm going to go for where they're expecting it to go to, all the way up to 28.32. Okay, so these are pretty inexpensive. I'll just take one close to the money. So I want to change my contracts based off how much I want to risk per trade. And I'm going to just drop in my parameters here. I want the mark to be over 27.50. Be sure to check your trigger right there to make sure that's correct. And I'm going to hit save, confirm and send. In this box, you can check everything right here. This is a little bit less than the 450 that I'm looking to risk per trade, but that's okay. All right, this looks good right here, and I'm just going to confirm and send. I have a call. This is going to trigger when the mark is at or above 27.50. Okay, so DocuSign, okay, they're talking about a 4-bar play. Broke out of some consolidation. This was the consolidation probably right here that they're referring to. Whenever you have consolidation, that's usually sideways movement, and then when a break out of consolidation is an indication of where price wants to go. Okay, so they're saying we want to break and hold over 71.50, and here are our profit targets. All right, and then they have another play here. If it falls down to the downside, then we can anticipate a move down. So on this one, we'll program both a call and a put. Okay, so we want it to hold over 71.58. Right, so I'm going to bump this up a little bit to the next round number and check everything right here. And I'm just going to use the 2025 this week, and I'm going to send that off. And so the next one that we're going to look at is the play to the downside. Okay, so under 70.51. Okay, I'll just bump that down just a little bit, and I'm going to adjust my contracts. Right, I'll go down to 3. Not really wanting to go over 500 a trade right here. That looks good. Okay, so on to the next one. We have Netflix. It says Netflix has been consolidating, getting tighter since its last earnings. Sooner or later it's going to break, and we think that could be this week. Okay, so with this pattern that they have highlighted right here, so this could technically break either way, to the upside or the downside. And so for the upside, they want it to break and hold over 760.48. Okay, so we're going to be ready for breaks either way. All right, on this one, I'm going to take a call that is a little bit closer in my price range. So I'm just going to trade one of these contracts right here. In this scenario, you can also trade a debit spread where you have a limited risk, and your debit spread is going to be a cheaper alternative as well. Okay, so I have my trade programmed in here. I want it to go up greater than. I'm just going to round up just a tad from the 760.48. Okay, so this looks good and that looks good. Off this one goes, and now we're going to come in and program our play to the downside. Okay, we want under 750.23. All right, so we're going to say 750.23. We're going to choose one of these in our price range. Less than 750.23. Mark is less than 750.23. Okay, let's pad this down a little bit. We'll just say, just give it a little bit more room. Okay, and I'm just going to adjust my contract size right here and send that off. Alright, and so on to the next one, we have Amazon. Okay, we've been waiting for the 191.60 trigger to take us to 214. Okay, we're finally there, but not much of a pullback to buy post earnings. Okay, so that being said, it's at an all-time high, ATH, looking for a trigger over 214 to take us to 202.50 or 205. So they're using psychological numbers right here for when we're trading into new levels that we haven't traded into before. You can often just use like these round psychological numbers, such as they're using here. Okay, so we're going to program a call for over 214 on Amazon. Okay, so we're just going to program this in to be over 214. Okay, we'll bump it up just a little bit. That looks good, and off that one goes. So there's another note here that we have some support at 196.10 that we can monitor for a bounce. So what I might do, let's see, we'll come over here, 196.10. So 196.10, so you could technically program a second trade here. Not only could you program a call up here, but you could also program one up there. But it does say we could monitor for a bounce. So, you know, that's up to you if you want to take that. Or you could always, depending on your schedule, you can set an alert and see what price is doing when that alert triggers, and then go from there. Okay, you want to look for, you know, you can use like the moving average, you can use the 20 and 20 on the 5 minute, and you can look for bullish continuation above the moving average. All right, so now we're at Tesla. All right, we're gonna wait for a trigger here of 262.87. They're making a note here, this could be impacted by the election on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to Tesla, 262.87. I'm going to adjust my number of contracts, 262.87. See what that looks like on the chart. That's quite a ways up there. 262.87. Okay, I'm gonna make it make mine like 263.35. You can certainly use the exact values that are presented in a watch list if that's what you always do and you have success. No reason to change it. Okay, one last glance. That looks good. We're buying the call. We're not going to be taking a put on this one. Okay, United Healthcare. So on this one, they are still waiting for a trigger. Okay, actionable. Seriously been considering taking a swing position with this and just writing out the new all-time high retest. Okay, so they are bullish on this stock, but there's no actionable trade given on this one this week. And that is your weekly watch list. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm always happy to help.